What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys an NBA episode of my DFS podcast. We have 2 games tonight to open up our NBA season. Definitely a couple of crucial things to note. I'm going to be giving you guys just 3 players that I'm looking at here for the main slate, because there's only 2 games, and I'm going to give you guys a prize picks. Also have a promo code here for all you, 15 free Guru credits for you guys. Go to the shop page of my website, type in all caps, NBA is back, and you will get 15 free Guru credits. If you still want to sign up for the season in any membership, shape or form, message me. You can still get a discounted rate on those. Like this video, make sure you're subscribed. I do appreciate it. We got some big news here. The Warriors came out yesterday. Steve Kerr. It looks like they're not even going to be playing, big minutes to start this season. As you can see here, conditioning limited all the starters. So we're going to probably want to look into the bench a little bit here. You got to assume they get a little bit more playing time. That makes all these Warriors starters extremely risky to play. Curry at 10,000, he can drop points quickly, but there's other great studs on this slate to spend up for. So I can't imagine that I'm going to be spending up on these Warriors guys when we don't even know the amount of time they're going to be on the court. Very risky. But with that being said, for a value play here, there's some bench guys that we want to look at. As you can see in this note here, you can read it. I'm going to save you the time and not read it all. But Jordan Poole, DiVincenzo, Kuminga, and James Wiseman are really their centerpieces off that bench, those 4 guys. So there's some value there. And I do think DiVincenzo, the new addition to their team, should really fit in well with this kind of scheme. I think he does a lot tonight. He should probably see 20, 22, if we're lucky, 25 minutes if he's playing well. They don't have many guards or forwards off of this bench. We know DiVincenzo can really benefit with playing time with the Bucks, with the Kings. 4,100. If you're new to NBA DFS, that means to hit value 5 times that first number in the salary. If there's another number here, you do 4.1. You turn that into a decimal. So 5 times 4.1 would be his value, which would be 20 and a half fantasy points. So I think DiVincenzo can get 20 and a half fantasy points tonight if he's going to be playing 20 minutes. He can be a fantasy point per minute guy. He's a guy who can hit threes. He can steal the ball. I'm really looking towards DiVincenzo. You could even look at Kuminga. He's a little riskier, though, because he's still a young guy. But same price, same idea. Wiseman's a little more expensive, 5,000, coming off of that injury. Young guy, definitely more risky with Wiseman. And then Poole, 6K. Most expensive guy, but we all know what he's capable of doing. If he sees 30 minutes off of that bench, he could end up actually playing as long as the starters do, because Poole has seen high 20s off of this Warriors bench before, and it looks like the starters aren't going to get more than high 20s in minutes. So 6,000, Jordan Poole could easily end up being the guy tonight. We'll be targeting him in some shape or form, probably in tournaments. DiVincenzo at 4,100 is a great value play in my opinion. Over at power forwards, look at Al Horford. Yes, he's a year older. He's probably losing gas in that tank, but last year, quite a resurgence year for Al Horford. And the huge news here is that Robert Williams is going to be starting this season on the shelf. I don't know who else they're going to throw at Joel Embiid tonight. Horford's going to be forced to play high minutes. I would expect 28 to 32 minutes. Now, the Celtics did acquire Blake Griffin in the offseason, But, how much can you really trust in Blake Griffin? Al Horford is the guy for the Celtics, had a great playoff run for them. 6,000's a fine price on him. If he's seeing 28 to 30 minutes, he can rack up blocks and steals really fast. And in DFS, defensive stats are arguably the most important thing on FanDuel. Blocks and steals are each 3 FanDuel points each. Should be getting rebounds. He's really their only big man. They're probably going to be forced to play small, put Derek White in that starting lineup. With Horford and Tatum really being the only big guys on this team. Gallinari looked like a great acquisition for them too, and he is out for the season. I think he's out for the season, tore his ACL, so that's a bummer as well. So Horford has no choice but to play a bunch of minutes with this matchup against Embiid, and that's going to run us into my last play. Embiid, he's the best stud on tonight's slate. You got LeBron, you got Anthony Davis, but, they kind of complement each other, and it's tough for them to each have huge games. Embiid against the Celtics team, I don't see how they're going to stop him. They're going to go to Embiid a bunch tonight. 10,700 needs, just under 55 fantasy points to hit value. And like I was saying with Horford, he's going to struggle against Embiid. As long as Horford doesn't get into foul trouble, because if we pick both of them, we kind of want Horford to play like bad defense so Embiid scores, but also, get his steals and rebounds and all that without fouling Embiid. But by far, my favorite stud on tonight's slate, like I was saying, with the Warriors having minutes limited, you can't really go with them. You could look at Tatum. Tatum could easily have a huge game at home, but I'm looking at Embiid the most, and that goes into my prize picks play tonight. Embiid over 26.5 points. They're just going to be going to him. It's just a matchup where you want Embiid shooting the ball, scoring down low. Harden, probably more of an assist game for Harden tonight. I just don't see how there's any stop for Embiid here. Robert Williams was a huge piece for the Celtics, stopping Embiid in the playoffs, which is why they ended up beating them in the postseason. But tonight, without Robert Williams, Robert Williams is going to be arguably, one of the front runners for Defensive Player of the Year this year. He's expected to have a huge defensive season. So without him on the court, it's just a massive loss. I expect the 76ers to come into this game with a game plan to fully utilize Embiid on the offensive end of the court. But that'll sum up today's video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Let's have a huge night to start off our season. Only 2 games. We really get into the main big game slates tomorrow with a bunch of games on our hands. So make sure you put in that promo code for the 15 free Guru credits. Like the video. Make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off. See ya.